Hey, minimum effort here, hope you're all doing well. In this video we're looking at a deck for Chameleon, one of the newest cards in Marvel Snap. Chameleon, first of all, let's just take a moment to appreciate the base art of this card. Sometimes the base art isn't great. I love the base art for this, I think it looks absolutely brilliant. So a shout out to Ryan Kinnaird. Great job. All the faces on the floor, Chameleon pulling the face off like a Mission Impossible bad guy. Love to see it. So yeah, Chameleon is a 3-cost, 3-power card with the on-reveal text of copy the text of another card here you revealed this turn. So obviously you don't really want to be playing Chameleon on curve on turn 3. You need to save Chameleon for the later game. So we need a deck where you can play lots of cards later that can really benefit you. I've got a deck for you. I've kind of been sitting on this deck for a little while. It's not quite had the special sauce to make it a strong deck. It's kind of been a generically good deck. And the reason for that is because it is a Victoria hand deck, but we're not going the Misery Hood route. We're doing just the card generating route and put our power on the board through there. So this deck's called Infinity Hand because we're playing Infinity Ultron, and Infinity Ultron is a really good card in this deck. I would love to see Infinity Ultron go to a 5/7, really just to get him played more, because I think he's a good card. The problem, of course, with Infinity Ultron is the stones, but we'll get to them later. So what we're looking at is obviously trying to generate cards. Our card generators are Iron Patriots, obviously generating a random 4, 5 or 6 cost card, and if you can win that lane, getting that cost 3 cheaper, really good. And we do have a lot of options in this deck to play cards on turn 3 or whatever turn after you're playing Iron Patriot. We have a lot of low cost cards, so we can potentially win that lane most times. We have Mirage, great to draw the card that costs the least from your opponent's hand and giving it +2 power. And then obviously if you're playing Victoria hand, it gets even more power, so Mirage is really good. Also this variant looks really good too. Shout out to the Sorion Gonzalez one, love this one. So yes, Mirage, very good card too. And Valentina, so Valentina giving you that random 6-cost card. Yes, it's going to lose -2 cost and it's going to lose -2 power, but if you're playing Victoria hand, it's going to get that power back anyway. So the important thing is the cost. It's can you get a good 6-cost card that is cheaper. Now, I will tell you that Valentina, more often than not, pulls for me the following cards: Hela, Apocalypse, Arnim Zola, or Khonshu. I don't think any other 6-cost cards exist, because this is what Valentina seems to pull for me every time. Sometimes it will pull a Gore, and that seems really cool. Sometimes it will pull Infinal, and it doesn't work because you don't really want to skip turns with this deck. You want to play cards all the time. So yeah, Valentina is hit or miss, but obviously if it pulls you a really good 6-cost card, that is really strong for you to be able to go and win the game. So those are your card generators. You can also play Frigga, because Frigga is going to create a copy of the last card you played. The ideal kind of play with Frigga is you're playing Victoria hand on turn 2. You can then play Frigga on turn 3, and it will copy that Victoria hand, which of course becomes a copy itself, which will get the boosted power. And then you can obviously generate cards on turns 4 and 5 with the other generators we've talked about. Also, Chameleon is a generator because if you can set up your kind of Quinjet stuff, your Victoria hand stuff early, and you maybe haven't got the cards that you want to then play on the final turns, potentially on turn 5 you can play Mirage and Chameleon, and you're going to get 2 copies of whatever that lowest cost card in their hand is. And obviously if it's a good card that they're kind of saving for turn 6, you have the potential, obviously if you've got Quinjet on the board as well, we make it cheaper, but you have the potential to then have 2 low cost high power cards. So that is one option you can do with Chameleon. And the other generator is of course Infinity Ultron, because it's generating the stones. Now obviously the stones we want to see with Infinity Ultron are of course the Infinity Power Stone, where obviously you're doubling Infinity Ultron's power. Now Chameleon with this card on turn 6 is really strong, because we have kind of little buff cards in our deck as well that we can potentially buff Infinity Ultron to have more power. What you can then do is on turn 6 you can play Infinity Power Stone and Chameleon. You get a double on Infinity Ultron's power, which is really good. You can also play Chameleon with the Reality Stone, which is getting the drones here that have got the power set to Infinity Ultrons. You need space on the board for this, and space on the board is a potential problem with this deck. You have to kind of play your cards in the right place because we're playing a lot of low cost cards. So yeah, but then we have the potential for 2 drones on the board that have that power from Infinity Ultron. That's really good too. Infinity Time Stone is a 2/3 power card. I think that's the best we can ask for it, because like I say, we really want to be putting other cards maybe on the board. If you haven't kind of generated those cards though, and you just want to put this on the board, and you've got Victoria Hand to make it stronger, that is good, because 2/3 is still good power. Infinity Space Stone, obviously a 2/5, and if you're playing Victoria Hand and getting extra power on it, maybe with Moonstone, this suddenly becomes a massive card, so that's really, really good. Yes, it's going to move the lowest power enemy card here to the location of enemy Ultron, Infinity Ultron. Sometimes that's good, sometimes you don't need it, but I think it's more the 5 power is really strong in this sort of deck, because you're looking to get that extra power on those copied cards. Infinity Soul Stone is not bad, because like I say, we are trying to play as many cards as we can, and quite often we are filling locations, and giving those cards, one of those cards kind of +2 power is good. Can't say much more than that. We dropped the, where are we going? We went down this way, got there, did this one, and then Infinity Mind Stone. Yeah, sometimes you want those on reveals, but then what on reveals are you going to have? Probably the Power Stone again, right? I mean, you could potentially do Infinity Mind Stone into Chameleon, into Infinity Power Stone, which gets obviously Infinity Ultron massive. Like, we had a game where we got Infinity Ultron up to 40 power, and it was huge. So obviously that's great. That sort of power is great. You can do that in this deck. But yeah, you need those specific stones to be able to do that. And yeah, the main problem for me with Infinity Ultron is the rest of the stones aren't great. You want the power one, you potentially want the drone one, and the 2/5 one, can't remember what it's called, for that power. But yeah, I would like to see some of the stones changed up a little bit, but that's just me. But yeah, that is your way to generate cards in this deck. What we're also looking at is America Chavez. Let's just run through the deck quickly. Giving the top card of your deck +3 power is good at pretty much any point in this game. Obviously on turn 1, that's fantastic. The ideal targets for America Chavez are probably Victoria Hand, because then if you can copy that Victoria Hand with Frigga, you can then copy, get another copy of that, and that's just extra power straight away on that copy of Victoria Hand. Also, if we're hitting Infinity Ultron, that would be the ideal target, because then Infinity Ultron goes to a 5/9, and then you start from there, you're doubling that power, it's a 5/18, you're getting a 9 power drone on the board. All of a sudden this seems really good. So yeah, America Chavez, like I say, yeah, good at any time. If you've got that extra 1 energy that you can do at any time, America Chavez is good. Quinjet, because obviously we're going to be creating cards and we want to make them cheaper. Quinjet is great. Obviously there's a few combinations with Quinjet that you can kind of seek to play. Quinjet into Valentina means you have a 6-cost card that you can play on turn 3 if it's any good. But yeah, that's certainly a way to get early power on the board and get momentum, kind of get going. But yeah, Quinjet great. Quinjet also, because it's an ongoing card, if you get Quinjet in a lane with Moonstone, Victoria Hand, your cards are much cheaper and much more powerful. So yeah, obviously it gets wrecked by Enchantress, but there you go. Surge is a way to obviously get cheaper cards and more powerful cards. So like Surge turning Infinity Ultron into a 4/7 is pretty good. You play the Surge on turn 2 or turn 3, see what you've got in your deck to see what kind of cards you want to hit. Any cheaper cards in this deck is good, because we've got a lot of low power, low cost cards anyway, and we want to do as many things as we can with our generated cards, so having extra energy to do that is obviously very useful. And yeah, obviously if it's a 4/7 Infinity Ultron, I would play the Infinity Ultron on turn 4, because then you draw the stones and you see what you can do for those final turns. So yeah, Surge, I really like Surge in this deck, very cool. Iron Patriot, like we say, generate those cards. Yeah, that's what it's there for. The randomness, yes, obviously we generate these cards at random with Iron Patriot, Mirage and Valentina. You have to kind of hope for the best sometimes. Iron Patriot doesn't always give you the best choices, but you can't argue with those kind of reduced cost cards, and hopefully you can make something of whatever he's generated. So yeah, Mirage again, really good. Valentina, really good for generating those cards. Victoria Hand, obviously key for getting that power on those generated cards. And like I say, if you compare it with Moonstone or get a copy of Victoria Hand to get more power into those copied cards, that's really good. You can get some very strong generated cards, really, really good. Chameleon, like I say, has got those extra options for cards it can hit. If you want it to hit a Victoria Hand, played on the same turn on turn 5, if you've had the ability to kind of generate and put those generated cards on the board already, that's pretty good. Your opponent isn't really going to be expecting the kind of power that you can put down. So that's very, very good play. But then, like I say, Chameleon's good. Like if you've drawn cards with Valentina and I Am Patriot, and you haven't maybe got the extra energy to get all those on the board, you can play Quinjet and Chameleon on turns kind of 4 or 5. That's pretty good as well. Just get those cards cheaper, and if Victoria Hand is in play, you get extra power on those cards as well. So Chameleon, yeah, just has a lot of versatility in this deck. So I really like Chameleon here. This is why he's here. It's getting that extra functionality on those potentially key cards. Yeah, Frigga obviously getting a copy of something very good. Not only Victoria Hand, if you've got a cheap card that you've got with an Iron Patriot discount, you can play that and Frigga if you've got the ability to do so. Like I think we had a game where we had 2 Red Hulks that we could put down, so that's pretty good. And yeah, Frigga having the option to do that, very, very good. So yeah, Frigga, a very key card in this deck. Shang Chi, just for power control, obviously. Shang Chi, I think you can potentially swap with Shadow King for a different kind of tech option that is slightly cheaper. I think it depends what you're seeing in your side of the meta. If you think you need Shang Chi, as I find I need Shang Chi more often than Shadow King, so I stick with Shang Chi. But yeah, obviously the cheaper cost of Shadow King means you can maybe do a bit more on those final turns. Obviously Shadow King as well can affect your own cards. Like if you have put that extra power in with Surge and America Chavez, but you're then forced to play your Shadow King into those lanes, that can potentially obviously take that power away from you as well. But yeah, Shang-Chi, more often than not, it has a target. So yeah, this is why I'm going with Shang-Chi, but yeah, you can certainly try with Shadow King instead. Maybe Mobius if you're seeing a lot of kind of card production stuff. But yeah, this slot is for a tech card. Might have chosen Shang-Chi. And then Moonstone, because obviously we're trying to hit Quinjet to make our cards super cheap, and Victoria Hand to get our cards super powerful. So yeah, Moonstone, very, very good target in this deck. And then yeah, Infinity Ultron. Yeah, he's good. Like, I think he can be a better card, like I say, if he has either goes to a 5/7 or they change the stones a little bit just to kind of do something a bit different with him. But where you've got the randomness of a Valentina and of an Iron Patriot, with Infinity Ultron you've at least got a certain amount of reliability. You know what stones you're going to get, don't you? You know it's going to be 2 of the 6 that are there. So you can at least try and prepare for it. You can set your board accordingly to that. You don't want to leave some lanes blocked where you can't play the card that generates a drone in. So you need to kind of leave 2 spaces in a lane to maybe get that in. But yeah, obviously you want to get that power on Infinity Ultron as much as you can. And like I say, we got into a 540 in one game, and that seems pretty good. So yeah, that's the deck. Like you see, we had a pretty good run, like 12-6, like over 60% win rate with this deck. We got to infinite with this deck. Our previous deck, the Cerebro 3 deck with Jocasta and all the activate stuff, got us into the 90s really easily, and then Infinity Hand got us over the line into infinite. Played really well, and we've had a few decent games with this. Like I say, the RNG elements of those cards don't always go in your favour. So if it's not looking good, obviously just retreat and try again. But yeah, I like what this deck does. I think it's the element of surprise as well, that maybe sometimes, like if you've generated cards with Valentina and Iron Patriot and you've won that lane and you've got a Quinjet on the board, sometimes you can bluff snap and just say, you know what, I've not got a good hand, but my opponent doesn't know that and they don't know what I've generated. So sometimes you can try a bluff snap. Does it work? Not always, but it's worth a try. If you haven't got anything, you can always retreat, and it's 2 cubes that you probably would have lost anyway because you didn't have those good cards generated. But yeah, there's a lot of fun with this deck. That's the main thing I find with this deck, is a lot of fun. You're kind of generating those cards. You don't know what you're going to get, but you know you can get good power on them, and you can get really good effects on them, with Chameleon in particular. So yeah, I've got some gameplay highlights for you here with some really good games. Please remember to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any more videos that I bring you. My aim for this channel for next year is that we're nearly at 500 subscribers. I would love to get to 1,000 subscribers, because then I can be part of the Marvel Snap content creator program. So that's my aim for next year. It's kind of keep growing this channel as much as I can. So if you're watching this and you're not subscribed, yeah, please just drop a subscribe down below. And yeah, enjoy these gameplay highlights and good luck. Cheers. Okay, cool. We start with Frigga, Mirage and VHand. Now, this is obviously great because one of the main plays we can do is VHand turn 2, Frigga turn 3. Well, this also, oh my godness, they've just given us extra power as well. So VHand here, followed by Frigga. This is going to be a 6 power VHand that we're going to copy. At turn 4, we've got the options of generating cards with Mirage and Iron Patriots, which we absolutely love. And they played Magic, okay. So let's see what kind of deck they're playing. That's insane. We've got Moonstone as well. We could drop. Is it going to be Surge or Mirage? What have we got in hand? In deck. America Chavez, Quinjet, Valentina, Chameleon, Infinity Ultron. I mean, they're all low-cost cards that we could potentially play next turn. Or it's Mirage to try and get one of their cards. Let's go with Mirage. So I think that's going to give us obviously more idea of what they've got as well. Tuma is pretty bad for us. And a Psylocke. Ah, it's a Doom 2099 deck. Okay, so Shang Chi is potentially going to be able to destroy this. That's fine. The other problem with this is the Atuma, because that's going to destroy pretty much everything. In which case we can play Surge, because I think we're quite happy to maybe pull Infinity Ultron next turn. It's a 1 in 4 chance. We can Chavez as well, and then we need to leave some space potentially for drones or other stuff. So we're not potentially going to get that Moonstone VHand combo going just because we got a 2-man. That was a really bad draw. We can save Psylocke just to be a 2/6 we can drop somewhere. Shang Chi is going to be able to destroy something left lane as well, so we should keep that free. They have an Iron Man, so obviously we can take out that Doom 2099. That's going to be pretty good, which we can do maybe. I don't know, so maybe save it till last turn. Infinity Ultron, 410 Infinity Ultron. Let's go. So, we drop the Psylocke now as well for extra energy, because we can go Shang Chi here. We haven't got Quinjet, so the stones are going to cost 2 as well, so we need to bear that in mind. So the extra energy is going to be useful. It's got to be Shang Chi and a stone. Yeah, let's see what we can draw. We've got the Power Stone, that's great. So Chameleon, if we can draw it, might be useful too. It's Mystique on the Iron Man. Okay. The middle lane is wide open. It is wide open. So it is Chameleon, and we've got 8 energy. So it is Shang-Chi left, which will win us that lane. And now we've got to decide what we're going to do. Is it VHand, Infinity Stone? Is it Chameleon, Infinity Stone? to maybe go over the top of them in this lane, because you think it's going to be maybe not Doctor Doom, maybe just a big 6-cost card, maybe a Red Hulk or something. I haven't seen anything procking. But what copies have we got on the board? We don't have any copies on the board, so I don't think it's Victoria Hand. So I think it is double power Chameleon. And let's see how big we can go right. So they might just play right. Yeah, they might just be expecting to win left lane.
Must be controlled.
But yes, taking out the big Doom guy. That's pretty good. Double Chameleon buff on Infinity Power Stone. So we're to 49 power in that lane. And it's an onslaught. Oh, Mystique. That's interesting. Yeah, they did win that lane. But yeah, taking out their big card with Shang Chi. And then yeah, we still got to 14 power in this lane as well. So yeah, that is a very good start. Obviously, we didn't win that lane with the double Infinity Power Stone Chameleon. But with that, we got Infinity Ultron to 40 power. And that's insane. That's just for buffs. So you've got a Surge buff, an America Chavez buff, and then the double of his power. So yeah, 540 Infinity Ultron. That is pretty good, and that's a good use of Chameleon as well. So yeah, very nice start. Okay, so we start with Frigga, Quinjet, and Infinity Ultron. Sure, drawing cards is always useful for us. Surge, C3, of course it is, or is it Agent Venom deck? Ooh, okay. So Nexus is potentially interesting for Infinity Ultron, or copies of stuff. So Surge now. Is it Surge now? I think it is. Let's Surge now. So Jeff, because it's C3. Under the Embassy, giving them +2 power for us is fantastic. Less so for them because they are C3. So Chavez, Valentina, we basically want to leave space now for our Infinity Ultron and our drones. They might have Scarlet Witch though to turn off the Nexus. That is also something to consider. So actually, can I undo? Can I undo? Hello? Can I undo so I can play a card, please? What's going on? Not letting me undo. That's annoying. I'm going to potentially spread some power if they do turn that Nexus off. Why can't we undo? That's really interesting. / annoying. Come on, dude. What are we doing? Come on. Are you kidding me? You undid my turn and you didn't play my cards. So I mean, the Cosmo there is obviously going to be C3. What we can try and do, those, but copies in mid if we can draw them, if they're decent power. Unbelievable! I can't believe that game did that. Annoying. Hulk is good power though. Hulk is very good power. Oh, we didn't play our order right to copy the Victoria Hand. Although we did get a Moonstone, that's pretty good too. Okay. So, Moonstone into Mirage. I mean, they are snapping, but we're going to have a big Hulk. We've got a big Moonstone already. It's C3. Can we go over the top of this? +2 power as well from Wakanda's Embassy means they might not be able to play certain cards. They've played their Valkyrie on the right side, which has boosted their own Cerebro. But if we can put a lot of power mid, we can win mid and left. We've got Scarlet Witch, but they can't turn Scarlet Witch, the Nexus, off. They can't turn that one off. So we are going to go Hulk mid with Scarlet Witch mid, and then Chameleon left for our power. Scarlet Witch is also a created card, so that's going to get a nice boost. It's a double boost. It's not also not. I don't think that is this the Moonstone boost included. Let's have a look. M'Baku, the King. Scarlet Witch left. It's +5 energy. That's fine. I think we go above them, right? Egg Boy Hulk, Scarlet Witch, Chameleon for extra power. Yeah. I love you, C3, but yeah, not today, guys, not today. 4 cubes as well. Yep. So that was representative of their power with the Moonstone and Victoria hand, because that effect's already in place, that makes sense. But yeah, 14 power Hulk that we got with the extra power, and the Scarlet Witch, obviously from Mirage, going to 9 power. That's really, really good. So yeah, Nexus probably not the best lane for C3, even though yes, they've gone really big here, but they can only really put a certain amount of 6 power cards there. But obviously, yeah, we've got a lot of power with what we've got. Moonstone obviously getting buffed from Surge and America Chavez, took both of those buffs as well to go for a 410. Really, really good. So yeah, nice whip. Okay, so Victoria Hand, Frigga, Infinity Ultron is very, very good. Bar Sinister as well, potentially interesting too. So, turn 2 Victoria Hand into turn 3 Frigga is a really, really good hit. America Chavez going is pretty good, especially because obviously Infinity Ultron is in our hand already. So we've copied a Red Hulk from them, right? And they've copied our Infinity Ultron. So, one thing to remember as well, playing Victoria Hand into Bar Sinister, I don't think those cards count as... They're not hand-generated copies, they're board-generated copies. So they wouldn't get any additional power in the same way as a copied card would. So yeah, we're still going to go Victoria Hand. Although the copies, if we play the copied Victoria Hand into this location, would that work? Because they're copies of copies? We might try it. Let's see what we do. Is the Abbey. Chameleon as well. Okay. Baron Zemo's going to take our Quinjet. I mean, at this point of the game, I don't think we necessarily mind that. Obviously, it is going to make whatever card they took with Cable cheaper. I'm interested to try this just because I think these are copies. I think that counts. We can also Valentina just to see what else is going on there. 3 power ahead of us here, only 2 here. We might need to leave a space for Stones and or Red Hulk. Gladiator's going to hit Shang Chi. We would like to keep that, ideally, if they do have priority going into those final turns. So this is a copy of Victoria Hand. These ones don't count, so it's only that one that counts. 420 Galactus. That's pretty good. Do we drop the 420 Galactus now? And then do we drop a Red Hulk, which is a 26 power Red Hulk? Are you kidding me? So... oh, I'm nervous. ridiculous. I would love to play more than this, but I think we're just going to go Big Boy Galactus mid. It's Black Bolt, Mirage gone, Chameleon gone, Surge gone, Moonstone gone. That's pretty good. We don't mind that at all, actually. They are going to be ahead of us in the left lane, though. But we're dropping a 20 power Galactus, and then we're dropping a 26 power Red Hulk right. As long as they don't have Shang Chi, we should be okay. Cable steal our Shang Chi. Lady Deathstrike, pretty good. Snatcher, yeah, absolutely fine. Big boy power. Yeah, really good. So yeah, obviously the lesson learned there, copies of Victoria Hand, even though that's a copy, they don't count as extra copies because they're still generated on the board. But I wanted to test it in case, because this is a hand generated copy, to see if that made any difference, but it doesn't. But what this deck gave us with Valentina is a 22 power Galactus First Steps. Also, look how sick this is with the inked and the white and the power, very nice. And then we stole a Red Hulk from them with White Palace, which gave us a 626 Red Hulk. Big power, man. Let's go. Also, America Chavez, Mirage, and Frigga. And Wakanda. Okay. And a Moonstone. Sure. Potentially want to keep this lane for any big cards that we might be able to generate. So yeah, don't mind dropping America Chavez into the right lane. Makari, so it could be C3, could be end of turn stuff. Nowhere is rubbish for us though, let's admit that. But yeah, let's definitely play the Iron Patriot now because it's a 2/6. So Nowhere might have to be our ongoing lane if we can draw one, if we can get one. Eson actually will put cards in because it's not for rock as well. We don't really want that. It's C3, isn't it? So yeah. So they can only put 6 power there anyway. So we can Frigga the Iron Patriots and get another hit from it. Don't mind that. Scarlet Witch turns this off anyway. Turns it into Clintar. I mean, that's not terrible, although that's good for us because it will merge these cards into a symbiote, which will have 6 power, which will be their where the Cerebro power will go. So we don't mind that at all, actually. What we are going to do then is Iron Patriot left again with Victoria Hand mid. I don't think they've potentially realised that Clintar's going to screw them up. White Tiger's good. White Tiger is good. Bastion hitting a Jeff. Okay. Right. Shang Chi, I don't think is going to be any good for us. But Moonstone Quinjet is going to make Eson and White Tiger very cheap. We're expecting that 14 power can be enough here. They'd have to play 2 3-cost cards here, which they probably can still do, but they don't. Ah, they could have Valkyrie to change the symbiote, you know. Yeah, there you go. So, there's Infinity Ultron. So Eson can pull a card into this lane. And White Tiger as well. Or, I mean, the problem is White Tiger is where this tiger's going to go. Unless we did this. Because the tiger will go into one of these lanes. And Eson is going to pull whatever we get from Mirage, which will go into that lane. Don't hate it. Let's give it a go. We're expecting it to be Cerebro and or Mystique. Mirage hits at last. Not terrible. I think we should have it too much right though, yeah? Can they even go above us left? Yeah, I think they can. Yeah, well no they can't. Cool. So yeah, hammer and chips on that one. Yes, got some good pulls there. Eastern on White Tiger, very good. Putting extra power on the board. Even with Cerebro and Chameleon, they didn't get enough power. I mean, 27 and 18, yeah, sometimes that's enough to win. But yeah, too much power for them. So yeah, very good win. Okay. Playing against Surge. We've got Surge, Frigga and Quinjet. That's a pretty good start. And a Valentina. So Quinjet into Valentina is also potentially good, especially because we have Frigga as well, but obviously it depends on us getting a good card from Valentina and not one of the usual bad cards that we get from her. So, Chameleon as well. Now, the cards that we want to play into Path Sinister as well, obviously deck, not deck, sorry, board space is very important for this deck. It's Alioth. It is Alioth. Okay. So US Agent is there. Sanctum discards there. Shang Chi. And it discards our Alioth. Are you kidding me? Fine, thanks guys. Yeah, sure, why not? Let's do, if we can get Infinity Ultron, that might be something. So, Surge into Chavez. It's going to boost our next card massive, whatever it is. We have Frigga as well, which will potentially copy whatever it is if we need it. If it's Victoria Hand, like that's not a bad thing. Is this C3? Could be C3. Hazmat has been discarded. What is going on with these locations? And Chameleon got discarded. It is Infinity Ultron. So, if we play Infinity Ultron here, Quinjet is on board, so we've got these stones. I mean, they are pretty bad stones, to be fair. Put a card from the hand here. We don't have a lot of cards, and unreveals having twice. We really want the other Infinity Ultron stones, so that sucks. What we're going to do instead then is get a card from Patriot. It's a lot. Oh no, we returned it, didn't we? Have we got priority now going into turn 6? Potentially. Destroy it for my Patriot. Really bad hits from these cards, guys. Really bad hits. Zombie Man pulled a manifest. A double. No, it's not a target because I didn't pull anything. So. What are we thinking here that they're going to do? Are we going to drop Alioth here to shut down whatever these cards are that are unrevealed, and then we just go big Infinity Ultron mid and get 40 power? Let's try it. They've retreated. Yeah, cool. Victory. So I'm guessing this was some kind of affliction deck, right? So they were looking to have Hazmat. Hazmat was discarded, Shang Chi was discarded. So they were looking for Ajax stuff. But obviously they didn't have it. But yeah, obviously they probably were able to see that we got the Alioth back from this location, which was really good. Especially because it discarded in the first place. That was really annoying. But yeah, obviously we would have had 40 power in this lane and a big Alioth shut down in this lane too. So yeah. Potentially, you can get good cards from Alioth. Came from Valentina, one of the better ones. Destroyer came from my Patriot, one of the worst ones. But yeah, that's a win. Cool. Oh, Lancera Green. And Quinjet to start, Quinjet into Valentina, Quinjet to Mirage. Potentially pretty good. Danger Room is interesting. I don't mind risking it now because it's only a Valentina. I think that's fine. Let's play into Danger Room, see what card we can get. Gore. Gore's a pretty good hit. Although Valentina, of course, is dead. The zombie horde doesn't go into danger room, which is pretty good for us. Now we play. We could play an early Gore. Sentinels. They count as copies. I think we just play a Gore, you know. We might have to compete with a zombie horde, so we might have to play Gore right. Let's see. Does that? Hang on. No, Moonstone isn't going to boost the Gore, even though it's cost reduced. I think that's fine. We have got Shang Chi, so we do need to be aware of big zombie stuff. Is Mirage going to die in danger room? Possibly. Let's see. Almost certainly, you might say. They've got an extra energy. They've got the hunger. They're going quite big with this zombie horde. We have to expect a zombie giant man at some point. Which could be next turn, in fact. It's 10 already. Okay. We've got a zombie sentry. That's definitely a card. So... it's a 1/4 Victoria hand. Then we have a Chameleon. I mean... what do we need to do here? We need to Shang Chi. They have priorities. If they do drop Zombie Giant Man, he's there anyway. But we can at least get something from this. So, Shang-Chi. You might have to risk playing more stuff in the danger room, of course. Or next turn we can potentially play Victoria Hand, Chameleon and Zombie Sentry. So we're going to do... we can force our own horde to go mid. Let's see what happens here. Zabu mid for them. It doesn't die, of course not. Zombie Giant Man is there. So we're going to take out one of these with Shang-Chi.
Power must
Which one? We've taken out the horde. Probably not the best. Or is that best in case they play Absorbing Man? Gore now goes big. Okay. Okay. So this is what we're doing. It's going to be Zombie Sentry, Victoria Hand, Chameleon. This is going to boost obviously our Gore. That's going to be huge. Our Zombie Sentry is going to be big as well. And we're going to generate a horde which will go mid, which means it's safe from danger room. If they play something into danger room, there's the chance it could destroy. Let's see what happens. We have priority as well. I don't know if that necessarily means anything. So they have played mid. Horde is 4 power. It's Victoria Hand. And it's Chameleon. We're massive on the right lane, guys. We are huge on the right lane. Does this card live? Generates a horde right. Because it has no power, or it does, but it has 8. Does it die? Oh. Danger room, of course. Of course. Does not destroy any of their cards. We destroyed the horde there. And we had Valentina destroy my danger room. All we needed there was a destroy and we would have won.